Given the chance. Puta, não é luz de data não, é New Game. Já salvou, já...
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do? Does one ever truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the tyrannous stars. And so I returned to the sanctuary of my enemy, the fortress of the Sarafan Brotherhood, deemed impossible for any man to penetrate. Impossible for any man. Deep within these walls, my prey awaited. Mobius, the time streamer, deceiver and eternal gamester, using living beings as his pawns.
In the end, we'd rooted out an entire nest of the fiends.
But we had swept that area already.
Not well enough, but no matter. We purged every last one of that brood with fire, where their souls now rest.
Lord Mobius will be pleased.
It was time for Mobius to answer a few questions. I hoped for his sake to find him in a forthcoming mood.
Help me! Help me! Oh, please, no.
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Sarafan must be savored.
Inspiração Rica... Inspiração Rica Games é foda, hein? Aí tu quer me lascar, né? Aí tu quer me lascar. Porra, toda hora esse microfone tá... Toda hora esse microfone tá estourado, cara. Não aguento mais mexer nele, cara. Porra. E aí, Daniel?
What was that?
What was that?
The touch of water is like acid to a vampire. I had to find another way to pass.
Porra, cara, eu vou ter que reaprender a editar pra fazer minhas paradas aí de... Fazer minhas paradas de imóvel. Ó merda. Dá pra ouvir o áudio legal aí? Dá pra ouvir o áudio legal aí? O poste tá estourando, não vou só fim de levantar agora pra consertar. Vou pular essas cinematics todas aqui. Show de bola, então. Sempre aumenta.
Locked. What a love of doors these pathetic humans have.
Mas aumenta pouquinho. Mas aumenta pouquinho. Quanto tá atualmente? 400.
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin,
Ah, vou aumentar muito,
designed to enhance the Reaver's power.
muito pouquinho.
But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
Sound the alarm!
Vampire!
Don't let him escape!
Surround him! Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie. This barrier had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
Pô, esqueceu o quê? Esqueceu as aulas?
This door had been equipped with a singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow, I would find it.
Porra, eu tenho um cliente meu, tava querendo aula de Photoshop. Eu não manjo nada de Photoshop, eu manjava antigamente.
They fixed us.
Cara, tem muita gente que ganha muita grana fazendo esses banners. Muita gente ganha muita grana fazendo essas paradas hoje em dia. Cardápio de restaurante. Essas paradas assim. Ah, porra, quase caio na água. Matar o Ken de susto aqui. Bar o quê? O que é bar? E aí, cara, quando tu vai conhecer o Blade pessoalmente, pô? Vocês beberem chimarrão junto? Bate! Vocês beberem um chimarrão junto, pô?
I understand. It will be done. The stage is set. You needn't linger in the shadows, Kain. It has been a long time, hasn't it?
No banter, Mobius. You know why I'm here.
Yes, Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn into this game, and now he's been swept from the board.
Ele mora perto de você, pô.
Where is he?
Perhaps you should ask, when? How humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for answers.
Enough wordplay.
Don't threaten me. You see, I have the upper hand. How remarkable that the great Kain should succumb to the scepter's power like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning. You believe you are that myth of vampire prophecy.
Já tô na coisa.
Balance, and that Raziel
Tô no finzinho já.
to fulfilling your
No
destiny.
finzinho. Chorinho já. Só tem mais uma garrafa só. Mas acho que eu vou comprar mais uma antes do ano acabar.
Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed. There was a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered.
Acho que eu vou comprar mais uma antes do ano acabar.
Your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed. But by then, you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps, when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility.
These
Porra,
strange
meu.
creatures seem to manifest from the
O
very
canal tava com view
shadows.
pra caralho. Aquela parada de view short lá agora. Agora caiu pra... É sempre assim, um mês bom, um mês ruim. Vou ver como é que vai ser dezembro aqui.
Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts.
Vou nada, tá doido, pô. Eu tenho que acordar cedo amanhã. Caralho, 10 horas, meu. Pô, moleque, eu vou sair amanhã, quer ver a porra do filme do Wagner Moura, pô, no cinema. Bosta.
Surrender, Raziel. Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace, I spared you. You are my reaper of souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will and feed.
No.
What do you profit from this defiance?
There's some grim satisfaction in infuriating you.
My patience is eternal, Raziel. How many eons can you bear to languish here? The wheel of fate must turn. All are redeemed in the cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the engine of life, the purifying rhythm of the universe, to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble function, Raziel.
Enough of your sermonizing. Are you trying to bore me into
Já ouvi falar dessa cerveja, né?
Why must this game go on? We both know what you are. You're no better than the vampires you so despise. A voracious parasite, cloaking its appetite in a shroud of righteousness. I refuse to do your will.
I can see into your heart, Raziel. It is not your will, but cowardice that keeps you here.
How so?
You know what...
A Bud é aguada, cara. É uma cerveja muito aguada.
That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered here, defying my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver Blade. But that sentence was no...
Porra, Itaipava é a cerveja que tu bebe e mija fedido.
Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this function, my angel of death, you will return.
Enough. Yes, I submit.
Very good. Indulge your hunger. Yes, embrace your calling.
Tudo mudou, cara. Até os biscoitos hoje em dia não tem um gosto dos biscoitos antigos. Tudo mudou pra pior, cara. Os caras mudam as fórmulas, fica tudo uma merda.
And submission is not always what it seems.
Tudo muda, cara. Os caras mudam as fórmulas de tudo e fica tudo uma merda, né? Tu pega um biscoito, tu pega um nugget, como era antigamente. Tu vai comer um nugget agora, o gosto tá estranho. O divertido do biscoito, um gosto de remédio. Os caras começam a mudar as paradas e fica uma merda.
Below me swirled an ominous
É, mudou tudo, pô.
I knew that if I fell,
Eu sou comedor de biscoito desde criança, cara, desde novo. É o passatempo, no caso. Não sei se é o passatempo, é o que não tem recheio, sabe?
Do you believe your worthiness is so easily proved? Your way is sealed until you have offered further evidence of your obedience.
I must feed you before I depart this place.
You must feed yourself, Raziel.
The wheel must turn.
O Bono também, eu lembro que tinha um amigo meu que era viciado no Bono de doce de leite. Pô. Ui, quase que eu morro aqui nessa. Eu morro nessa brincadeira aqui.
You may go, but remember,
Mas mudou muito, cara, mudou muito.
you can no more escape from me.
Os caras alteram as fórmulas, até perfume mesmo, cara. Os perfumes que eu usava antigamente, cara, eu compro agora, vem escrito ali, nova fórmula. O perfume não tem cheiro nenhum mais, a fixação é uma merda.
You want this room cleared of its vermin.
If you wish to leave it.
Pô, cara, se tu provar o divertido hoje, porra, o biscoito tem gosto de remédio, cara. Pô, aqueles biscoitos salgadinhos eu nem como aquelas merda. Aquela porra cancerígena pra caralho.
You see? Obedience brings prompt.
O Texas Burger? Conheço essa porra, mó merda, cara. Pelo amor de Deus. Comer essas porcaria. Maluco, eu tinha um conhecido meu, o cara era viciado em hambúrguer, meu. Pô, teve uma cena que uma vez ele protagonizou, e me falaram, e tava lá nesse shopping assim, sozinho numa mesa, comendo igual um animal, cara. Comendo vários hambúrguer, comendo vários hambúrguer. O cara não comia um, né? Quem come um hambúrguer desse não come um, come três. Aí mistura com batata frita no coisa, no sundae. É parada de gordo mesmo. Sabe? Parada de louco mesmo, essa porra, meu. Por isso que americano é tudo gordo pra caralho, aqueles gordos morféticos lá. De 200 quilos.
Raziel. Clever, Raziel. Clever indeed. I have endured your game long enough.
Pô, cara, eu fui me pesar hoje e tomei um susto, cara. Mas eu me pesei com calça, com celular na mão, porra toda. Deu 101 quilos. Então não tô pesando isso tudo não, cara. Eu devo estar com 90, cara.
Escape had not been anticipated, or my benevolent master would not have expended such efforts to prevent me from going. And if my departure displeased him, then that was a victory, however small, for me.
O SUS aí é bom? É rápido? Aqui em Copacabana, se tu chegar... Tu tem que ficar 8 horas, 5 horas no SUS pra ser atendido.
This door would only open when fitted with an appropriate artifact. But to use such an object, I would first have to find a way back into the material realm.
Aqui no Rio, meu irmão, porra. Aqui no Rio, o SUS é chamado de seu último suspiro.
At last, I discovered a conduit into the material realm. I would finally escape the spirit world and take one step farther from my tormentor.
Did you think to receive the same favors after your rebellion as before? No, Raziel. I have no need for you to enter the physical world, so no conduit will be granted. You serve me adequately as a wraith, and a wraith you will remain.
So, my restraints had not been removed, only loosened. I would not be held prisoner in the spectral realm. There had to be another way.
Help me. Please don't do it.
Maravilha, hein? Essa câmera aqui me confunde um pouco. E teu irmão? Tu tem falado com teu irmão? E tu, tá com outros gatos aí? Sente saudade do Osiris? Osiris Forever.
As I emerged,
Osiris Never Die.
what I would become if I did not escape the spectral realm. For these too were agents of my master, hunting the lost souls that struggled to escape the endless twilight of the underworld.
É o Osiris 2.0.
My master's plan for me was ominously clear.
Osiris se foi.
As hunters, I existed only to fuel him with souls, siphoning their energy to feed him and his
Qual o nome deles?
I had to break these bonds, while I still possessed my own will.
Esses gatos aí são gatos de rua adotados?
This artifact seemed as though it was made for that unusual lock. Now the door could be opened.
É, o problema desses bichos adotados é que eles vêm muito zoados, né, cara? Cheio de doença, né? Essas paradas todas. Só o que tu gasta com tratamento e veterinário. Cara, depois que o meu cachorro morreu, eu não quero mais animal de estimação nenhum. É meio escroto pensar assim, mas é o que é, né? Eu não gosto de gato porque eu acho o gato um bicho inútil, sabe? Ele é um bicho inútil. Ele nem cuidar da casa, ele cuida. Porra, matei o cara sem querer aqui. É um bicho totalmente inútil, sabe? Eu não gosto de... Tipo, ele gosta da casa, ele não gosta do dono. No geral, os bichos mesmo, se a gente for parar pra pensar, o que a pessoa gosta de gato, gosta de cachorro, é que a porra dos bichos eles não falam, sabe? E são muito submissos, então vem da natureza do ser humano isso. Por exemplo, tu acha que se um cachorro falasse, porra, me leva pra passear, porra, eu tô com dor na pata, porra, limpa meu bumbum que tá assado, tu não limpou, seu filho da puta. Tu acha que os seres humanos iam gostar dos bichos? Não. Sabe? Essa é a verdade nua e crua, sabe? Verdade nua e crua. Mas os animais têm aquele lance, né? É a parceria, é aquele lance de cuidar da casa. É cavalo e cachorro, né, cara? São parceiros da humanidade desde tempos imemoriais, né? Você matar um cachorro ou matar um cavalo é tu romper, é tu quebrar uma parceria de gerações, sabe? Pô, e aquele pessoal que usa o pássaro, aquela calopsita, com a asa cortada pra não fugir? Porra, me dá mal agonia. Mas esses bichos também, se fugir, morrem, né? Eles morrem na natureza, né? Aqui vira e mexe no grupo aqui do bairro, aqui vem. Tem gente perguntando, ah, minha calopsita fugiu, me ajudem a achar. Um amigo meu tinha uma calopsita, Bill, que assoviava o hino nacional.
Malik, the great Sarafan warrior. I had met him before. His sword and shield seemed to have gone astray.
Ah, desgraça.
They fixed us.
Quem gosta muito de passarinho é traficante, os traficantes aqui do Rio adoram. Matam em tudo, tem histórias aqui de casos aqui de traficante que já matou até criança, cara, que liberou os passarinhos e tudo. É, pô, teve um caso que aconteceu isso. 3 moleques aqui sumiram. Aí, depois de muitos meses, a polícia metendo pressão na boca, metendo pressão. achou os malucos porque os malucos falaram, não, mataram os moleques e tacaram em algum canal aí pra essa porra. Foda, né, maluco? Uma merda, né? Tristeza do caralho uma porra dessa. Ah, é pra cá não subiu. Mas traficante é tudo desumano, né, cara? Os caras, meu irmão, mata os outros, mata a criança como se estivesse pisando numa barata.
Tell me, where can I find your master? Quickly, Mobius is...
In the tower.
Good.
Cara, traficante ou narcotraficante, acho que é a mesma coisa, né? E o Raviro, hein? Tu soube a história do Raviro? Até hoje ele não consegue falar. 5 anos e não fala. Veio com defeito de fábrica a criança. É, Raviro, pô. Teu sobrinho, pô. Teu sobrinho. Sim. O símbolo vermelho significa indefensável. Cara, pelo amor de Deus, tu tá jogando aquele jogo com a dublagem de PTBR, cara. Faz isso não, cara. Joga em japonês e depois joga em inglês, cara. A dublagem PTBR é muito lixo, cara. Estraga a imersão total.
I hated to restore his dignity, but I would need to return this to his monument before I could progress.
Tu não comprou PS5 não, Daniel? Bonita essa imagem aqui, né? Acho que é renascentista, né? Como eles falam. Pô, eu tô pensando em vender o meu, cara. R$ 1.200. Puta, fiz merda. Fiz merda, fiz merda. Meu, tá fechado aqui, do outro lado tá... Vou ter que dar um voltão agora. Ajuda. Burro é outra coisa, né? Acho que não, vamos ver. É. Uma volta desnecessária. É, mas eu tô com maior dó de vender ele, pô, penei pra caralho pra comprar, pô. Só quem tava no canal da época lembra, foi difícil de vender o PS3. Eu ainda botei, eu ainda fiz a locação do meu quarto aqui na época aqui pra jogar mais um dinheiro aqui. E tá um bom preço, né? 1.200 é um precinho bom. Cara, é o preço. Que tem muita demanda ainda pra ele. E não baixa. E não baixa. É, realmente o preço tá nessa faixa mesmo. Tem muita demanda.
Malek's sword belonged in his right hand.
Mas como é que você baixa os jogos? Na minha época eu baixava as ISOs e botava no HD externo. Não sei como é que tá o desbloqueio hoje em dia, como é que funciona.
Get him!
The way to the tower now lay open before me. I looked forward to finding Mobius and resuming our conversation.
Ah, sim, você baixa direto no HD dele. Quantos gigas é o HD dele? 120, 150? Que todo PS3 que eu vejo vendendo aqui, eu vejo tudo nessa faixa de HD. Vejo um HD pequeno, os caras não põem um HD grande, não sei porquê. Ah, o único problema do Soul River, de Defiance, que pelo amor de Deus, meu irmão, as fases são longas, sabe? Tem fase aqui com quem que tu leva 1h30 pra terminar. Mesmo você fazendo correria, diabo a quatro. Porra, tu vai jantar agora, 10 horas da noite, pô. Vai jantar o quê? Bosta, tem que ir lá pro outro lado.
Curious. This artifact, joined with the relic I discovered earlier, appeared to be but one fragment of a larger emblem. This shard was endowed with elemental fire, enhancing both the Reaver and my telekinetic powers. Entra ano, sai ano. Eu vou sempre essa porra. Porra.
Here you are at last. I see you found a fragment of the balance emblem. This will be of even further use to you, if you can find the other 3. Now, shall we?
Yes. Let us continue our conversation, but on a somewhat different footing. Now, what do you have to tell me, Mobius?
You cannot kill me. We both know that this is not how or when I die.
Death is not the only possible outcome.
Your delusions of fulfilling the vampire's foolish prophecies have badly distorted your judgment. And Raziel is not what you think.
You dare imagine what I think.
So, you prevented Raziel's soul from entering the Reaver. Do you believe for a moment that by this you have averted your fate? Or his? Or that of Nosgoth itself? Your manipulations are pathetic.
Yet Raziel retains his free will, and that's what frightens you, isn't it, Mobius? You cannot see his path, and so you cannot control it.
And neither can you. Yes, Raziel is shrouded from us, but we see the ripples of his potential actions, and every path he might choose leads to the same outcome. He will kill you, Kain. In sparing Raziel, you have written your own death sentence.
You still have not answered the question I came to ask. Where is Raziel?
He is not, in a true sense, here. Not now.
Don't try my patience, Mobius. What have you done with him?
He is contained. In time, it may be safe to release him. His destiny must be completed. He will enter the sword. But until that time, he is dangerous. Far more dangerous than you could understand.
And your incontrovertible evidence?
The answers are plain, if you know where to look. Go west of the pillars. There you will find a testament written in stone.
But stones, too, can lie. The pillars of Nosgoth stood pristine against the horizon. To the west, I would find the enlightenment Mobius felt I lacked.
Use
There
o
had to be a way
dragão
to escape
teacher.
the spirit world without the help my master was pleased to deny me. Only in the material realm would I have a chance to seek my destiny, or change it. In this crypt, I discovered ethereal gases rising from the moldering corpse within. As I neared, I felt a distinct spiritual pull, and the closer I approached, the more that pull intensified. In the end, it was not difficult. I projected myself down into that tomb and found I was reborn into the material world. I was cursed with a loathsome and repugnant vessel. But with an effort of will, that too could change.
She says she won't go near the place.
I tell you, the pillars are haunted.
Haunted?
I heard a woman's voice talking and moaning, and there was no one there.
How many vampires have you killed? And you can't face down one ghost?
I knew who these were. Vampire hunters, scouring the countryside, destroying what had once been my kind.
My God, what is that? A vampire or a demon?
Where?
Here.
Get him!
Quickly! No mercy.
Don't belong in this world, vampire. For all those you have killed, I belong in this world, vampire.
These were Mobius's hunters, mercenaries enlisted in his crusade to exterminate the vampires. His
Que isso, cara? Vai ter um ataque cardíaco aí, pô.
But this meant I'd been captive in the underworld.
Vai ter um ataque cardíaco aí, pô.
I had lost 500 years. Then I knew what ghost it was that
Energético com Red Bull, pô.
Ariel, the specter of the murdered Balance Guardian. Perhaps she could provide the answers I sought.
Bah.
But first, I had
Bate!
to find a way out of this cemetery. This temple's facade hinted at some ancient vampire origin, for it bore the sign of the Reaver and was marked with the elemental symbol of light. The mystery of the Reaver might be answered within, but this edifice was too high for me to reach.
Abate! É assim que eles falam, né, mano? Abate! Esse jogo merece um remaster, uma qualidade digna dele.
Raziel, fallen hero, renegade and traitor.
What is this? How do you know me?
Raziel, what are you? Why should any know your name? You are nothing.
It seemed my method of entering the physical realm was not altogether original. But where had these beings come from? This edifice, marked with the elemental light symbol, was clearly much older than the ruins in the rest of the cemetery. The door was far too high to reach, and to open it, it seemed the Reaver would need to be imbued with the power of darkness. Clearly, I had more to accomplish before I could discover what lay within.
Oh.
I stepped through, I felt a sense of displacement, as some arcane sorcery transported me away. This was clearly some ancient ruin of the vampire civilization. Perhaps here I would finally decipher the riddle of my destiny. Throughout these ruins, I found murals depicting the seminal events of vampire history. These scenes commemorated a great war between the ancient vampires and their rivals. In triumph, they banished their adversaries from the world and raised the pillars as the lock that binds them. The image of the Reaver was inscribed throughout this place, always depicted with reverence. The vampire's holy weapon was destined to be borne by their prophesied hero, for whom it was forged. But if this was my destiny, why had the Reaver tried to consume me? This scene depicted the appointment of the original vampire guardians, each summoned to serve when the pillars were raised. Each guardian is aligned to the principle of the pillar he serves, and the balance guardian is the axis of them all. At last it was done. The Reaver was forged with darkness. As I felt this new power coursing within the Wraithblade, I knew that now the Light Temple would open to me. Against all odds, I had stumbled into Kain's own mausoleum. This seemed an unlikely coincidence.
Caralho, quem tá com presas, cara? Eu já prevendo a merda que ia acontecer, né?
again I experienced that odd sense of displacement as I was transported to the vampire ruin once more. But this chamber was different than the first. In their defeat, the vampire's enemy retaliated with a terrible curse, afflicting the vampires with a bloodthirst that turned their once noble race into ravenous predators. This curse plunged the vampires into despair and apparently drove many to madness and self-annihilation. What was it that so devastated them that they were driven to suicide? I had succeeded. The Reaver was forged with the power of light, and now my way was clear. I would seek out Ariel at the pillars and see if she could enlighten me. I had the means now to depart the cemetery. I only needed to find the gate that would send me on my way. An ancient gate, sealed by the powers of light and darkness, barred the way to the pillars beyond. To depart this place and continue my journey, I would have to find the means to open it. At last, the gate yielded to the powers of light and darkness, with which the Reaver had been forged. The way to the pillars was open.
Pô, só falta 2 troféus. É isso aí, vou encerrar.